That's a great foundation of positive influence for a child's future. And when I was picking a kindergarten for Elizabeth, I personally sat and walked from 6 different kindergarten classrooms until I visited the best of the best. I got to Miss Kathy Fellows' class. She wowed me. Mrs. Fellows was a great and inspiring teacher, leader, singer, multi-language teacher. She's the kind that you want to influence you in all 7 areas of your life: spiritual, mental, physical, financial, emotional, sexual, and relational. Mrs. Fellows was enthusiastically engaging. She made learning fun, joyous, playful, effortlessly easy. Learning was automatic and intrinsic in the process. She played the piano, sang in English and Spanish, the ABCs, the numbers. The kids had to be kinesthetically moving, standing, sitting, whispering in each other's ears, making shapes and sounds like triangles. They learned and didn't know what they were learning. The process was fun, enjoyable, and memorable. Every kid loved her and looked forward to going to class. I wanted to go back to kindergarten and take her class. When we met and chatted for a second, I said, "Mrs. Fellows, you're like my first kindergarten teacher. I love Mrs. Sneesby so much. She was probably 60 and a little overweight, but she made cookies and milk for us every day. And I said, someday I'm going to grow up and marry you." She said, "Marky, I'm happily married." I said, "It's okay. He'll die." The point of all this diatribe is that you have been, are, and will be a choice of what and whom you allow to influence you. Choose to be influenced to go to higher ground, better places and spaces. Be part of the group that influence by association has you being, doing, and having all the good that you desire, deserve, want, and keep choosing to be positively influenced better and better. Allow me to share that influence has a two-edged sword to it, both positive and negative. One of my great colleagues and partners and friends is a lovely man who I think the world of, one of the greatest and most inspirational speakers, thinkers, leaders, writers of our time, Bob Proctor. He's author of a lot of books, including Born Rich and other classic books, tapes, and videos. Bob says publicly that he was poorly influenced when he was younger. As a fireman, after he finished the Navy in Toronto, Canada, he was earning all of $4,000 a year. He was married with kids and in debt over $6,000 a year with no way out of his predicament. Nightly with the guys from the fire department, he went to the bar and drank. One night, when he was a little bit of a stupor, he said he looked around the bar. He said, "These guys are a bunch of losers, a bunch of drunks. They're being nothing, doing nothing, having nothing, and going nowhere." He chose to self-influence. Remember, I'm going to keep saying that. Self-influence. What are you influencing you to do, to be, to say, to have, to go? He chose to self-influence himself and say, "This is not for me." See, there's some days you just got to decide. He got up, left, never to return to another bar or have another alcoholic drink. And I have literally been with Bob around the world, sometimes traveling as much as 250,000 miles a year with him. And he's never had another drink, no matter who says what, to influence him. He decided in favor of himself. I'm saying if you want to have rip-roaring influence, you got to decide in favor of yourself. Now, Bob, as a former fireman, read Think and Grow Rich while he was still in the fire department. It says in Think and Grow Rich, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. He believed it, and he achieved promising and still extraordinary results at 75 years young. Notice, he influences himself, and I influence you to think of yourself as young no matter what your chronology is. Now, if you're 12 years old and you want to be 16 so you can drive a car, then it's a little bit different. Bob said, "I'm going to do the principles, and the first year I'm going to earn $75,000. All of his mates at the fire department went, "Who do you think you are? Are you nuts? Nobody can earn $75,000 a year." Well, he started washing windows. When he washed windows, he started making a lot more money. When he washed windows,